Hi everybody, I'm Amy from the Cauldron. Ignore this mess. I knocked over some of my dyes. This is why I always put down a towel, something to protect my surface so that doesn't go everywhere. I'm also wearing my gloves and I've still got my safety mask on. And anyway, in this episode of Dye Time, I am going to be participating in a challenge set by indie dyer Nicole Frost from Frost Yarns. Now, she posted this picture on her Facebook group and asked the followers to see if they could replicate this yarn. Now, you're probably thinking, hang on a sec, haven't you already done this before? Yes, I have. I had two ideas of how to replicate this yarn. One was speckling with mixing the dye with citric acid, which is what I've got here. That's what is this mess, actually. The other, I thought I could dissolve the dyes in some water and then use pipettes to just drop little drops of dye all over the yarn. See if that will produce the effect that I'm looking for. So the dyes that I've chosen today are the same as the ones I used last time. They are black and yellow acid dyes from DT Craft and Design, and nebula navy, new emerald green, strawberry frappe and scarlet fibre reactive dyes from Dharma. I am not going to measure out these. I am just going to take a tiny amount. I'm just going to go by feel. So I've got a little bit of black here. Put it in there and dissolve it in that. And then let's see how that black look. That's quite nice. Yeah, hopefully that will stay quite a nice dark black there. Now all this equipment I'm using is dedicated for dyeing. I do not use it for food at all. I'm just going to dissolve all of these in some water. I think I'm going to use a little bit more yellow than I did black, simply because yellow is such a weak colour. It easily gets overtaken by others. Weak isn't the right word, it's just not very pigmented. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a bit more yellow. Make sure this is dry completely. There we go. That's a bit better. Here is the yarn I'm using today. It is 20 grams of Superwash Blueface Leicester yarn in DK, and it has been soaking in water and vinegar for, well, it only needs about half an hour or so to get it really soaked. I think I've left it a day maybe. Now I've got these little pipettes and I'll go into strawberry frappe first. The reason it's been soaking in water and vinegar is because I'm not adding any vinegar now. I'm just going to be doing a little drop here and there. Spreading out more than I'd hoped. Let me see if I can just wring this out a bit more. I'm just going to do a couple of drops with this. This one is strawberry frappe. There we go. And I'll go for yellow next. Oh, that's a lovely yellow. Oops. Just trying to go one drop at a time because I really want them to be spread out. Wash these out in some water here. Next I'm going to go for new emerald green. Oops. There we go. Oops. This is quite a soothing, therapeutic way to add just the tiniest amount of dye There we go, that's a nice new emerald green. And now this is scarlet. There's a breeze in here and it keeps blowing that over. It's very annoying. Oh no, I've flipped it out into the right one. I'm just rinsing this off in some water, but I'm not too worried about the dye, cross-contamination, because these aren't going to be used as dye stocks for anything. I've got some more yarn pre-soaking now that I can just use for the rest of this, so I'm not too worried. Being very, very sparing with Nebula Navy because it is such a pigmented colour. Oh gosh. And finally black. Now I'm going to, because I haven't added much liquid, I don't want to let this rest. Oh gosh, this breeze is really annoying me. And I'm just going to flip this over. Add a little bit more on this side. Oh, stay. So the tiniest bit of black. Yeah, that'll do for black. Nebula Navy. Because there's only 20 grams of this, it's quite easy to spread out. And there we go. I don't think I need any more of Nebula Navy. Where we go next? Green and what's that? Okay, this one is the pink, the strawberry frappe. And I want lots of white space, but I don't want, like, I've got to be careful around the ties that it's just not too white. There we go. Going to the green, this beautiful new emerald green. Tiny bit more of the reds. Like this, because it's just, I'm able to just drop some on just one strand of yarn. Oh, this I mean, this probably isn't the most time efficient way to dye, and it would probably be a lot to dye 100 grams like this, but for a little 20 gram skein, this is a great way. I like this a lot. There. Right, I think I'm happy with this. A little close up, this looks really good. I'm really happy with this. I just hope it knits up the way I'm hoping it will. I'm now going to very carefully roll this up in the cling film. I'm not going to squish it, I'm just going to roll it up, and it's going to go in my little steamer. This is the other yarn that I dyed for this challenge, all going in there. And I'm going to put this in my steam pot for at least 30 minutes. This has been on for about 45 minutes now, and so this is looking pretty good. I hope that's pretty well set. This has been in here with the other experiment all together. So I'm just going to turn this off, let it cool down, then I can wash it. This yarn has completely cooled down now, so let's carefully unwrap it. There is no dye on the cling film at all. This is just cold tap water. There doesn't seem to be any runoff at the moment. Add a little bit of washing up liquid just to help remove any of that excess dye that might not have bound to the yarn, any excess vinegar, anything we don't want in there. It doesn't look like there's any bleeding, so I'm going to rinse this through a couple of times and then hang it up to dry. Here is my finished yarn. I really tried to hold back on this, and I think I did all right. I didn't go too overboard. That nebula navy, there isn't much of that there. I've really tried to hold back. I can't really see much black. I think, hang on, let's have a look. I think that's nebula navy and that one is black. So if I want to do this with black again, I might need to up the amount of dye that I use. Yeah, I think I'd say that's nebula navy and that one's black. But the colours haven't blended really, and I think it looks lovely. All of those colours together look really nice. Now, part of this challenge is to knit a swatch with this yarn, so we can see how it compares to the inspiration behind this challenge. So let's go and knit up this yarn. And here is the yarn all knitted up. Now, I'm very happy with how this has turned out. It's probably a little bit heavier than the inspiration photo, but it's shown that I can show restraint when it comes to speckling. Normally, I just chuck everything in and hope for the best, because I don't want to waste anything. And while I end up with pretty yarns, I'm usually a bit scared of white spaces. So this really has shown me that white spaces are nothing to be scared of, that they can work really well with the yarn, and so I'm very happy with this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Should I try this technique on 100 grams of yarn? It was very, very therapeutic adding all these little drops, but I'm not sure how I'd feel after doing 100 grams of this. I publish new tutorials every Monday, and they usually publish between about 6 and 8 p.m. on UK time on my YouTube channel. And I do like to do different things in my videos. I like to do challenges. I like to use viewer suggestions to make a colorway. I like to do different things, mixed techniques. So there should always be something different to watch. Thank you so much for watching.